Hickory Hills Restaurant and Golf Course in Hicksville is the place to go. Enjoy fine dining from 5 till 9 each evening. Friday nights it's fish, Saturdays ribs, Sundays from 11 till 2 a fabulous buffet. You'll find plenty of menu choices and lunches served too. Enjoy a game of darts, good food and conversation in the relaxed atmosphere of the back room. Banquet facilities are available for groups or families up to 40 people. And now's the time to sign up for your 1995 Hickory Hills Golf Course membership. You'll love dining, golfing, and partying at Hickory Hills.
And we welcome you to the Dog Pound at Defiance High School. John Clark, Tim Shorten at the opening game of this Division III sectional final doubleheader. And the Archbold Blue Streaks are leading the Tinora Rams by a score of 13-8. We got a minute 48 to go in the first quarter. And Archbold with a 5-point lead has pretty much had things their own way so far, Tim.
Well, I tell you, John, if you like track meets, this is the place to be. Plus the physical play, just like it was Tuesday night.
And in fact, Archbold just added to their lead as Brian Ashleman hits a three-pointer, and it makes the score 16-8. Rams down by 8 with a minute and a half to go. We will keep the game here until probably about a minute or two into the second period, then we'll send you back up to Brian for action in the Hicksville-Edgerton game. Foul now called on Brian Ashleman of the Blue Streaks. That will be team foul number 2 against Archbold. Tinora with 4 already. Tim?
Speaking of Brian Ashleman, he's got 8 quick points here in this first quarter.
So making up for the absence of his brother Ty Ashleman, who did not start tonight, although he is in the game now. But as I mentioned at the top of our broadcast, stepped on a nail earlier this week, and his foot's hurting a little bit. Jeremy Bosselman, the fine ball handler, into the game now for Tinora, gives off to Rod Hancock. Now Bosselman between the circles, comes to this side to Chad Colley. Colley up top, Hancock thinks about 3, now looks slow, looks outside. The pass intended for Sauber is tipped, but Hancock gets it back. Outside Bosselman, 3 on the way, good! Boy, that is a big bucket for Tinora early on. Makes the score 16-11. Archbold on top. Rams in this game with a 9-12 record off that win against Wayne Trace on Tuesday. Archbold drawing a bye for the first round, so this is their first tournament game. They're 15-5. Inside, Kyle Broadbeck. This is a short-range jumper, and Chad Colley clears the rebound. Here come the Rams the other way. Colley pulls up, looks low, fires in there to Sauber. He drives the baseline, whistle, and he traveled with it before he could get the shot off.
Well, John, so far, Tinora has 5 turnovers here in this ball game compared to 3 with Archbold. Archbold has actually set the tone here, but a lot of emotions going back and forth with both of these teams.
We're under a minute to go in the period. It's 16-11 Blue Streaks. Ty Ashleman, top of the key, gives off on the near side to Keith Roth. Roth up to the top of the key once again. It goes. That is Sean Roth with it. Back to Keith. Keith Roth working the perimeter, and Archbold appears to be playing for one shot here with 20 seconds left. Roth just taking his time near the timeline. 14 seconds, 13 in the period. Bryant Hageman trying to force some action. We're down to 10 seconds now. And he starts to make a move. Does Roth in the paint. Stops, pops, and hits. 3, 2, 1. Bosselman's going to have to launch it quick. He can't get it off in time. End of the first period with the score. Archbold 18. Tinora 11, and we're going to keep in his range at some point in every game. We're underway now in the second period with Archbold on top, 18-11. Underneath, laying it up, Tyler ties to Ashleman. He can't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound and the putback. 20-11 now, Archbold by 9 as John Weekers prepares to check back in. Hageman loses it in traffic. Ashleman has the turnover. Ahead it goes out to Sean Roth, and he lays it in. Brian Weber will be back in momentarily for Tinora as Archbold has upped its lead to 11. Here now is Jeremy Bosselman for the Rams. Between the circles to Hageman. Over on the near side goes. This is Sauber. Drives off the glass. Good. Matt Sauber with 2 for the Rams. They trail by 9, 22-13 with 7:18 to go in the first half. Here now is Keith Roth. Lobs it down inside. Ty Ashleman has it pocket picked by Chad Colley. Colley about 6 inches taller and used it. Beats Sauber underneath. Waits, puts it up. They wave off the shot. He was fouled over the back before he had a chance to put the shot up. Ty Ashleman, however, guilty of the foul, and Matt Sauber should get 2 shots. We'll see.
Well, I tell you what, John, you were here Tuesday night for Wayne Trace and Tinora, and you were mentioning to me that it was pretty much of a physical battle, and boy, this just ranks right up there, maybe a little bit more physical.
Yeah, I stand corrected as Tinora will inbound. A score in the first quarter, Defiance leading Elida 10-9. See if the Bulldogs can maintain that lead. Let's hope. Inbounds it comes. Hancock tipped by Weekers over to Weber. Weber in the paint, stops, pops, and hits. Brian Weber makes it 22-15 now. Tinora down by 7. On the point, this is Keith Roth. Gives over to Sean Roth now for Archbold. Top of the key, it goes to Kyle Broadbeck. Broadbeck far side to Keith Roth. The top of the key, Zeb Schrader now. Back to Roth. Roth with it, tries to go to the top of the key, finds Broadbeck to the near side. Schrader feeds Ashelman underneath. Nearly has it stolen away. It is loose. Coming up with it is Schrader, and Jeremy Bosselman fouled him, going after the loose ball.
I tell you what, there's no fault to Jeremy Bosselman there. He's got a loose ball on the floor. He's going after it. But what happened? He grabbed an Archbold leg.
And they say you can't do that. The only time you can grab a leg is with the chicken at the dinner table. You can get away with it then. 6:36 to go. Archbold up 22-15, and the Streaks have the ball. This is Ty Ashelman with it. Feeds Zeb Schrader. Looks cross court and gives off now to Sean Roth. Roth top of the key, works toward the paint, draws double coverage, goes outside to Keith Roth. Keith works it inside the perimeter. Outside, Sean Roth. Inside, 2-point shot, in and out. Battle for the loose ball, and Colley comes away with it. Chad, quick feed ahead. Landon Fox throws it up. It's no good. A struggle for the rebound. Out of bounds. Tip ball. Possession arrow favors the Rams.
I tell you what, John, that call, they called it a jump ball. Clearly, Archbold was over the back of Landon Fox. Now in that first quarter, Landon picks up two real quick fouls in the first quarter. That would have been a foul on Landon.
How did Yogi Berra put it? Deja vu all over again. Here's long lob in from Jeremy Bosselman to Landon Fox. In the corner, Bosselman has it near side along the baseline. Turnaround jumper by Colley, no good. Rebound comes away to Kyle Broadbeck. Blue Streaks the other way now. This is Sean Roth with it. Or rather, that was Brian Ashelman who drew the foul from Brian Weber of Tinora. And that should put Archbold in the bonus. I believe that's team foul number 7, Weber's first. We have 5:58 remaining in the first half. Right now we're going to take a break for one of our sponsors, and when we return it'll be Jim and Mike once again from Bryan with Hicksville Edgerton. So stay with us. You're listening to boys sectional basketball on Z106.
Whether it's simply an old-fashioned haircut or a trendy cut of the 90s, Dwayne and his crew at Ridgeville Barbershop can take care of you with an old-fashioned haircut for only $5. Specializing in styles and cuts for men and boys, the Ridgeville Barbershop welcomes walk-ins Monday through Fridays 3:30 till 8 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. until noon. Owner-operator Dwayne Plassman, along with Dan Biederstedt, will expertly cut and style hair for men and boys of all ages. The Ridgeville Barbershop in Ridgeville Corners, right across from Ann's Furniture.
Okay, out here at Bryan High School, our game 19-7. We've got 1 second, and our first period just now comes to a close. 19-7 our score. Let's just send it right back over to John and Tim at Defiance High School for that exciting ball game.
Okay, Jim, we're back at the dog pound with 5:27 to go as Archbold hits again. This is Keith Roth with 2 more, and the Streaks, after a brief break there, are back up 22-15. Down low it goes. This is Sean Roth taking off the Tinora pass, and we come the other way. Roth with it goes inside, and the turnaround jumper is made by Kyle Broadbeck. Broadbeck gives off now to Landon Fox takes the inbounds pass. Archbold is up 24-15. We have 4:58 to go. Down low it goes. Hageman with it. Hageman looking up top, finds Vogelsong. Vogelsong into the paint. Dishes off. Nice pass to Winkers, and he has his pocket picked by Keith Roth. And we go the other way now. Here's Roth. Back it goes now. Three-pointer on the way for Sean Roth. No good. Keith Roth with the rebound. Has it in the paint. Tries to dish it down low to Alex Reimer, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover to Tinora.
Well, I tell you what, John, this is a lot of action right here. I think the pace so far has really aided Archbold because they really like to run, and with Tinora, they like to set up that offense a little bit more.
Landon Fox now for the Rams. Back it goes now to Brody Vogelsong. Vogelsong gives off now to Chad Colley. Colley to Vogelsong with it. Brody holds it there between the circles. Now dishes on the near side. Hageman, 3 on the way. Nothing but net. A big bucket there for Brian Hageman. Tinora down by 8 now, 26-18. 4:11 remaining in the first half. Here now with it is Brian Ashelman. Up to the top of the key. It goes now to Alex Reimer for Archbold. Reimer tries to go inside. It's batted away and stolen by Colley. Chad leads the charge the other way. Quick pass down low intended for Vogelsong. Tipped out of bounds. It will remain with the Rams. And I think what we will do here at 3:55 to go is we'll just keep it here till halftime. When we reach the intermission, we will send it immediately back to Jim and Mike, who should be in the second quarter there at Edgerton Hicksville, and pick up as much of the action there as we can. Here's Colley now. Down low it goes, off the hand of Fox, out of bounds. Colley's pass just got behind Fox, and there was nothing Landon could do.
Well, I tell you, John, I think Tenora's really relying on the skip pass a little bit too much. They need to just get their offense set and be a little bit more patient.
3:40 to go, and a steal by Brian Hageman. 2-on-1 break for the Rams. Hageman, pump fake, puts it up and in. Mike Hageman making it happen now for Tinora. Rams down by 6, 26-20.
5 points in the quarter for Hageman.
Keith Roth now gives off to Sean Roth for Archbold. To the top of the key, it goes to Reimer. Reimer on the near side now to Keith Roth. Roth up top now to Brian Asselman. Asselman to Reimer on the far side. To the top of the key once again, this is Roth with it. He drives the lane as it knocked loose, gets it back, tries to go underneath. Reimer has to hustle to get it and lost his footing momentarily. Now with the ball, Brian Asselman. Asselman goes to Sean Roth at the top of the key. Roth dribbles toward the paint. Back outside it goes now Brian Asselman. And now this is Keith Roth. Drives the lane, puts it up, it goes for him. That's 10 points now for Keith Roth, and it's an 8-point blue streak advantage. Brody Vogelsong for 3, no, off the iron. Landon Fox clears the rebound. Fox tries a spin move, loses control, and turns it over. Here comes Sean Roth the other way. Layup no good, but he's fouled. Oh boy, Brian Hageman commits the foul and comes up right in the official's face. And how he did that without throwing a technical, I don't know. But
I tell you what, Hageman came up off the floor. The fans came out of their seats. Boy, I tell you what, that call could have went either way.
Hageman was stood on his head as a result of that contact. I mean, literally. He came down, looked like he rolled over onto his collarbone. He's lucky he didn't get hurt. As a result of the contact, he kind of got upended.
I tell you, John, running down the foul situations right now, Brian Weber has 2. He's on the bench, and Landon Fox has 2.
Sean Roth hits the first of 2 free throws, and Archbold is back up by 9, 29-20. Second one on the way for Roth off the back of the iron, gets a nice bounce for him. It goes in. Now we got a whistle and substitution. Now Zeb Schrader back into the game now for the Blue Streaks. Coming out is Sean Roth. 2:35 to go. It's 30 for Archbold and 20 for Tinora. Now the Blue Streaks applying a full court press. Brody Vogelsong runs right past it into the forecourt. Dishes off to Fox, or rather Hancock in the far corner. Tries to pass down low. It's knocked around, and Archbold comes away with it. Another Tinora turnover. Keith Roth now. That's 11 for Tinora. Roth gives off on the drive now to Mike Whiteman. The ball is loose on the floor. Scrambled, jump ball. Possession error, I believe, will favor Archbold. It does. Fast and furious as Elmer Fredrickson comes in now for the Rams, and coming out for a breather is Chad Colley, who's been his usual force on the boards. Hasn't quite found the shooting range yet, but you can bet he will sooner or later. Here's a long three-point jumper now for Brian Asselman, and it's good. It's a 13-point Archbold lead, their biggest of the game. Hageman into the forecourt to Hancock for Tinora. Down low, Fredrickson. Fredrickson back up top now to Hancock. Hancock cross-court to Vogelsong. Thinks about 3. Drives the lane. Dishes outside. Hancock for 3. Yes! Rod Hancock hits the tray. It's a 10-point Archbold lead. Here's Schrader now in the paint. Loses his footing. He traveled with it.
Well, you can hear the Tinora fans cheer for that. They finally got a call, which I think we got to agree with that.
I would say so. Not much doubt about it. Jeremy Bosselman back into the game now, relieving Brody Vogelsong for Tinora. And Bosselman takes the inbounds pass, works against the Archbold pressure. Ahead to Hancock near the timeline. Long cross down court lob to Hageman. Hageman works his way toward the paint. Outside now to Bosselman. Jeremy holds it up. Wants to get it down low and is fouled in the process. They did call a foul here. Zeb Schrader, the guilty party for Archbold. That's only the 4th foul against the Blue Streaks. Ty Ashelman back in now for Archbold, and coming out is Mike Whiteman. And it'll be Rod Hancock to inbound for the Rams, trailing 33-23. Three-pointer now for Bosselman, rims out. Loose ball, and Archbold comes up with it. Keith Roth with it. Behind the back dribble, we got a minute 20 to go. Ty Ashelman, behind him now to Brian Ashelman. On the cutting move, Zeb Schrader in the lane. Blocked by John Weekers, out of bounds. But I believe we're going to have a foul called in the lane. This call goes against number 24, Jeremy Bosselman. That is foul number 2 on Jeremy, with a minute 14 to go. And it will send Zeb Schrader to the line for the Archbold Blue Streaks. Their lead is at 10, 33-23 with 1:14 to go in the half.
I'll tell you what, John, both of these teams are just leaving it lay out here on the floor. I mean, they know you lose tonight, you watch tomorrow. So, I mean, they're really giving it all they have.
Schrader sets. He's got a 1-and-1 coming here. First shot on the way. No good off the back of the rim. He gets his own rebound. Gives off now. Ty Ashland, baseline layup. No good, but he's fouled. I believe it's going to be Elmer Fredrickson with the call here. We'll wait for it. It is on number 32 as Chad Colley prepares to check back in. Again, we'll keep it here for the remaining 1 minute 10 seconds in this half. And when we reach the end of the period, we'll send it back for a spot and then head back out to Jim and Mike for more action in that Hicksville-Edgerton contest. Sounds like a good one, Brian. We'll keep you posted on that. Ty Ashelman with a free throw. No good. First of two, however, so no rebound attempt as Brody Fogelsong prepares to come back in for the Rams, and he will come out. Jeremy Bosselman, will come out. At the line once again for the Blue Streaks is Ty Ashelman. And he'll shoot in a moment as Alex Reimer checks back in for the Streaks. Coming out is Kyle Broadbeck. And we would remind you that you are listening to boys sectional basketball in your station for March Madness in Ohio, a service of Maumee Valley Broadcasting, Z106 WZOM Defiance. Ty Ashelman misses the second free throw. Tinora with the rebound. Fredrickson ahead to Hageman. Hageman works his way to the near side of the lane, pulls up there, wants to pass, draws double coverage, gets it behind him now to Vogelsong. We're under a minute to go now in the half. Vogelsong feeds Colley on the far side. Chad, baseline jumper, good. Two-pointer for Chad Colley, makes it 33-25. Tinora down by 8. 45 seconds to go. And Keith Roth bringing it up very slowly for Archbold, as if they may be playing for one shot here in the final minute of the period. Roth now for the Blue Streaks. Gives off now to Brian Ashelman. On the near side, it goes to Alex Reimer. Reimer just had Schrader top of the key as the Archbold Blue Streaks run the weave. Brian Ashelman gets it off now to Keith Roth. And Tinora staying in a tight man-to-man. 17-16, and they are now obviously going for one shot. 13 seconds. Roth continues to hold it. 10, 9 in single digits now. Roth 7, 6. Bounce pass, Brian Ashelman toward the lane. 4-3, loses the ball. It's going to go out of bounds with 0.8 of a second to go. It goes out of bounds in front of the Tinora bench. It'll remain Archbold's ball. Time for inbound and Hail Mary.
Kind of doubt they're going to be able to get that off in .8.
Well, I guess you're supposed to, they do allow you .3, I think. So, but basically all it is, once the ball is touched, the guy's going to have to grab it and shoot it. Just that simple. Landon Fox into the game. Defensive replacement for Rod Hancock. And we are also going to have Archbold inbound. This will be Ty Ashelman looking for somebody open. And it's a long lob step. Schrader fires it up. It's no good at the buzzer. Score at halftime. Archbold 33 and Tinora 25. And a moment more with Hicksville and Edgerton. This is boys sectional basketball on Z106.
It's time for Nay Oil Company's annual Pennzoil Spring Sale.
Moves into district play, and we are underway here in the second half. Tinora has it to get things going, trailing by 8. Brian Weber feeds Brody Vogelsong, gives off to Chad Colley. Back on the outside now to Weber. Far side Vogelsong in the corner now to Fox. Quick pass baseline. Weakers, layup is good. Jonathan Weakers strikes early for the Rams, and it's a 6-point deficit, 33-27. Up the other way now comes Keith Roth for Archbold, who passes off now to Brian Ashelman in the paint. Stops, pops short. Loose ball, and Ashelman gets his own rebound. They'll try to set it up once again. This is Sean Roth with it. Roth in the paint, goes back behind him to Brian Ashelman. He pulls up, tries to pass, the ball knocked loose, and Fox comes up with it for Tinora. Ahead to Colley. Chad stops, jumper, no good. Put back is no good off the bottom of the net. You got a whistle, a jump ball, and it'll go to Archbold on the possession.
Pretty decent shot by Colley. Just can't get him to go right now. He's only, let's see, 2 of 8 from the field.
We have 7:10 to go in the third quarter. Archbold on top of Tinora, 33-27. Keith Roth gives off now to Sean Roth, works his way toward the lane and passes to Brian Ashelman. Ashelman between the circles. Quick dribble toward the baseline. Pull-up jumper is good. That was, I believe, actually Kyle Broadbeck who hit that shot on the pass. Archbold up 35-27. Here's Tinora once again. Colley Colley near side, Fox outside. Vogelsong thinks about three, decides not to from NBA range. Passes to Colley instead. In the paint, spin move, jumper, no. Loose ball, Archbold has it. Here's Keith Roth the other way for the Blue Streaks. Loses it, gets it back, puts it up, it does not go. John Weekers with the rebound for Tinora. He outlets to Colley on the far side. Chad pulls up there, cross court now intended for Vogelsong, picked off by Sean Roth. To the hoop, blocked from behind by Vogelsong. They're going to call Brody for the foul.
Well, I tell you what, Brody must have just nicked him with the body because the shot itself was blocked plainly.
That was close. That was real close. But nonetheless, the call stands, and it's going to send Sean Roth to the line with 2 shots for Archbold. They have an 8-point advantage here, 35-27.
That'll be Vogelsong's second foul.
And Roth hits the first of 2. And once again, it's a 9-point lead for the Blue Streaks. We have 6:16 remaining in period number 3. Second one for Roth. Rims out. Rebound Colley for Tinora. Outlets to Weber. Across the timeline they bring it now. Weber to Vogelsong. Vogelsong looks close, looks far, finds Weber there. Weber looking inside. Passes now to Colley. Turn around on the baseline. Draws double coverage. Dishes to Weber. Weber near side. Loses his footing. Gets up. Gives to Vogelsong. 3 on the way. Nothing but net, baby. That one went for him in a big way, and it's 36-30.
That was a big bucket, John. Big one.
Here now is Sean Roth for Archbold. Dishes behind him now to Keith Roth. Keith inside now. Kyle Broadbeck. Turnaround jumper good for 2. Once again, Archbold's lead is 8 as Weber goes coast to coast. Pull-up jumper short. Rebound pulled down by Broadbeck, or rather Alex Reimer. Quickly up court. Broadbeck has it now. Layup no good, but he's fouled. And it'll be Brody Vogelsong once again. That's 3. Team foul number 2 on the Rams.
Well done there. That last offensive set, I think Brian Weber could have been a little bit more patient. He was actually 1-on-4 and still continued to take it to the hoop. He's got to look for trail coming down that lane. He had Chad Colley.
Kyle Broadbeck with 2 shots, and the first one goes. Tenora's lead back up to 9, 39-30. Broadbeck up the line once again for the Blue Streaks. On the way, rims out, rebound Colley. Here comes Tinora trailing by 9, ahead to Vogelsong. Brody on the perimeter, looks for some help, finds Weber behind him. Weber toward the lane, drives the far side, knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. They say it went off of Weber's foot, and Tinora turns it over. 5:18 remaining in the third, 39-30 Archbold. Here now is Keith Roth for the Blue Streaks. Brings it into the forecourt, dishes ahead now to Alex Reimer. Now the near side, Sean Roth, 3 on the way, it's good! It's a 12-point Blue Streak lead with 5 minutes remaining in the third period, and an offensive foul called against Brian Weber. And that is 3 on Weber as Brian Ashelman blocked his path and got position. We're going to see Mike Hageman back into the, or Brian Hageman, excuse me, into the game for Tinora, replacing Brian Weber. 4:58 to go, 42-30 Archbold. Tinora tried to call timeout, came a little too late. Ball is tipped and knocked loose. We got a foul here. It's going to go on Hageman of Tinora, and that's going to be how many on Hageman? That's 2 now. 14 fouls on Tinora. And Ayersville-Pettisville game from Waseon a bit later on. All that right here on C106. Here's Archbold with the ball now. This is Sean Roth on the far side. Passes to Alex Reimer at the top of the key. Back to Roth. Inside. Broadback turnaround blocked by Weekers. Loose ball near the baseline. Jump ball should favor Tinora. It does. 42-30 now. Archbold by 12 with 4:43 remaining.
Well, John, Tenora's intensity is just great. Now what they need to do is be a little bit more patient shooting the ball.
Vogelsong tries to pass back behind to Weekers. Back to Vogelsong. It's still in the backcourt. They're going to have to hurry. He gets it ahead to Weekers. To Hageman in the far corner. Then Weekers cuts to the hoop. Lays the ball up. It does not go. Loose ball, and Archbold has it. This is Kyle Broadbeck. Ahead it goes now to Sean Roth underneath. Intended for Reimer. Blocked nicely by Weekers, and Hageman comes away with it. Here come the Rams the other way. Hageman to Colley on the far side. Colley back up top now. Vogelsong with it. Vogelsong to Weekers. Drives the baseline. Lays it up a little too strong. Fox, though, has the rebound for Tinora. He finds Hageman to Vogelsong. 3 on the way. No. Rebound loose ball, and coming away with it is Brian Ashelman. Ahead it goes. goes now to Keith Roth. Roth cuts to the hoop. Shot is short. Loose ball. Colley has it. Out left to Vogelsong. Rams the other way now. 42-30 Archbold. Hageman in the paint. Drives. Lays it up. No good, but he did draw the foul. Foul committed by Archbold's Kyle Broadbeck. That's only the second team foul on the Blue Streaks. And we have 3:46 to go in the third period.
Well, Brian's going to be able to get 2 shots there. At least cut this lead down to 10.
Hageman will have the 2, as we mentioned, as Ty Ashelman checks back in for Archbold. Coming out is Alex Reimer. And we'll take you through these 3 throws. We'll send it back for a spot and then back up to Brian for the early second half action of Hicksville and Edgerton. So Jim and Mike stand by. We'll be coming to you here in just a couple of minutes. Hageman at the line. First shot on the way. It's good. Substitution now for Archbold as Zeb Schrader checks in. Coming out is Brian Ashelman. One more shot now for Hageman. With 3:46 remaining, it's 42-31. He can cut the deficit to 10 and does. It's 42-32. Archbold on top of Tinora. 3:45 remaining in the third. Right now we'll pause for a message and then have more for you from Hicksville against Edgerton. This is boys sectional basketball on Z106.
Phil's Aquarium and Pet Shop has new shipments of fish weekly and complete aquarium setups in all shapes and sizes. There's hand-tamed baby cockatiels, baby guinea pigs, and a large selection of dog and cat collars, leads, and sweaters. Everything you need under one roof at Phil's Aquarium and Pet Shop, 521 Perry Street, Defiance. Open daily 10 till 6 and Saturday till 4:30. Master and Visa cards are welcome. Gift certificates are available at Phil's Aquarium and Pet Shop of Defiance.
Here at Bryan High School, our score is 32-21. Edgerton on top by 11, 6:45 to go here in the third period. Edgerton led by the score of 30-19 at halftime, and we are just underway. Hulbert with the basketball for Hicksville on the dribble, top of the key, picked up by Rollison. Continues to dribble, now goes over to Castillo. Castillo stops, back to Hulbert. Hulbert inside Thiel. Thiel says nowhere to go, gives it right back out, and Hulbert travels. Mike Hulbert just unable to get control of his feet there.
Shuffling his feet out front, makes the turnover.
And it'll be Edgerton's ball. Rollison will bring it to the near court. Across the timeline. Looks inside, no one there, stays on the dribble, gives off to Everts. Everts down low. They come to Heward, and back up top, they'll go to Nyhart, to Everts again. And now we got a foul inside. They're going to call
Ruoff.
Chris Ruoff with the foul, and that'll be his second. And it'll be a common foul. Edgerton's ball out of bounds. First team foul of the half for Edgerton, or for Hicksville. With the basketball, Edgerton, Rollison near side. Nyhart up top, picked up by Hulbert. Hulbert's been on him all night like glue. Rollison quickly the other way up, no good. Pulled down inside by Edgerton and go right back out to Rollison. And now what do we got? 3-second violation. Edgerton turns it over again. Boy, many turnovers in this contest.
10 now for Edgerton and an even 10 for Hicksville as well.
And it'll be Hicksville's ball, and Hulbert almost let it slip through his fingers. He'll take it the other way, across the timeline. They try and get it set up now. He looks Castillo, gives off to Ruoff. Ruoff in the corner, has the ball tipped away. He gets it back, swings it around to Thiel. Thiel to Slattery. Slattery. Head fake, turn, spin, move up, off iron, no good. Pulled down inside by Ruoff, up good. And Ruoff will go to the line as he brings Hicksville back to within 9. 23-32 our score. Hicksville trailing, 5:26 to go. Third period of action. It looks like we're going to finish up behind the Defiance sectional, so we'll just keep it here a little while and then go back. Ruoff gets that one to drop, and it's 32-24. Edgerton on top. Rollison slowly across the timeline. On the dribble, spin move, inside. The pass intended for Weaver, and it went right through his hands out of bounds, and Weaver's going to take a seat next to the coach over there. And checking into the ball game for Edgerton will be number 22. That's Matt Eldon now for Edgerton into the ball game. Hulbert the other way across the timeline. Ruoff in the corner on the dribble. Swings it across to Slattery. Slattery looks down low, nothing. Back up top to Ruoff. Castillo with the dribble. Takes it down into the corner. Looks, no one there. The ball tipped and taken away by Chad Everts. Another turnover by the Aces. Coming back the other way, Nyhart will give to Rollison, and he'll set the offense. He'll trigger from the top of the key. On the dribble, looking inside. Nothing there. Into the corner, Everts. They go down low. The shot put up strong. Castillo on hold. Gives down in the corner to Ruoff. Ruoff has it tipped away. Gets it back. Gives over to Thiel. Thiel comes up top. Slattery down in the corner. They go to Hulbert. Hulbert spin move up. Off. No good. Pulled down inside. Thiel up good. And with that foul, we're going to step aside for 30 seconds and send it right back over to Defiance High School.
Defiance Metal Products knows the key is doing your best in cooperation. That's the slogan of the employees of Defiance Metal Products. Each person at Defiance Metal Products realizes the value of customer satisfaction and continued company growth. Thus, Defiance Metal Products is dedicated to never-ending improvements to quality. Keep on learning and keep on trying to do your best. That's all that's ever asked of anyone. From all the employees at Defiance Metal Products comes this message of good luck and thank you.
Back at the dog pound in Defiance, Archbold leading Tinora 48-38. We got a minute 13 to go in the third period. And a foul called on Brody Vogelsong as he attempted to steal on Sean Roth. That is 4 on Vogelsong with the Rams trailing by 10.
Well, Brody's going to set for the rest of this quarter. Looks like Landon Fox going to check back in.
And that is team foul number 5 against the Rams. Tinora really kind of having a problem controlling the tempo, and Archbold pretty much winning the game they want to so far.
Well, Archbold wants them to get into a run-and-gun type of an affair, but Tinora is trying to do that, but I don't think that's maybe into their best interest. When they've been able to set up their offense, looking underneath and then going outside for the three, they've been very successful.
Zeb Schrader with it now for the Blue Streaks, passes over to Ashelman between the circles. Ashelman on the near side to Schrader. Schrader back up top of the key, it goes, this is Reimer. Reimer now to Ty Ashelman on the far side, knocked out of his hands by Chad Colley, and Archbold retains possession with about 53.6 seconds to go here in the third period. Inbounds will come now for Archbold. Brian Ashelman gets it in now to Alex Reimer. Reimer gives off now to Ty Ashelman. Side of the baseline, now brings it back out, passes to Keith Roth. Roth now works it between the circles with Bosselman on him defensively, passes to Schrader back behind him on the far side. To Ty Ashelman, near side it goes to Keith Roth. 33 seconds to go. Far side now, Ashelman with it once again, and once again it looks as though Archbold's holding for one shot here as the period winds down. Here's Keith Roth. Roth between the circles now, this is Reimer. Reimer now on the near side, Zeb Schrader. Schrader back up top now to Brian Ashelman. Ashelman hands off now on the run to Keith Roth. 12 seconds remaining in the period, and Roth just holds it now. Archbold with a 10-point lead. Roth throws it up. Bosselman blocked it from behind. The putback won't go. Colley, long lob. He still had 2 seconds left. He could have held it a little bit. It goes out of bounds. Tinora turns it over with 1.4 seconds to go. But Archbold has to go the length of the floor.
Well, I tell you what, the officials really missed a big foul down here on this end.
Inbounds it comes, Keith Roth at the buzzer. No. End of 3. It's Archbold 48, Tinora 38. And we're going to send it back in a moment for the end of the third period at Bryan between Hicksville and Edgerton. We'll be back in a little while back at the dog pound to finish this one up.
And Edgerton still in control. 1 minute and 8 to go here, third period. Slattery to Ruoff, and the ball's off of him, out of bounds, turnover. And Staley, that's 5 turnovers this half already.
Already for Hicksville. The thing about Hicksville is they got down by 10 in that first quarter, but they've been hanging right in there, and there's a bucket for Hicksville by Ruoff.
Yeah, Ruoff on a nice steal there as he just took it the rest of the way and laid it up. And it's 38-30 with 51 seconds to go. Staley for Edgerton up top. Gives to Nyhart. Nyhart drives. Stops. Goes back up top, Staley. Over to Everts. Everts up, fire, no good. Tip, pulled down by Ruoff. For Hicksville. Slattery the other way. He stops, gives back to Hulbert. Hulbert loses it inside. Edgerton comes out with it this time. It'll be Nyhart. And Edgerton going to slow it down with 20 seconds to go here in the third period from Bryan High School. Nyhart has it knocked away and a foul called on Halbert.
His third.
Oh, not a smart foul there by Mike Halbert at all. As he just went out and slapped at the ball and got hit with the foul. And now with 16.8 seconds to go, Hewitt's going to check back into the ball game. Rollison's in the game. Nyhart, Weaver, and Staley for Edgerton. So they're gonna try and put something down right now.
Coach Oates getting ready for the fourth quarter with those substitutions.
And here we go. Nyhart in the backcourt. 12 seconds. 10. Nyhart looking. On the break was Rollison, but no pass. 5 seconds. Nyhart. Staley.
The Northwest Ohio area with the fastest service, along with expert delivery techniques and friendly people. At Pearl Gas Company, you'll find service-minded folks who can solve any problem in home heating, grain drying, cooking, and water heating.
Team tonight, 10 points just in that quarter. Just hit another big three-pointer here to open up this fourth quarter.
We're back underway with, again, the Rams trailing the Blue Streaks by 15 as Colley drives the baseline. Spin move is stopped for a moment, gets it back out to Vogelsong. Vogelsong cross court now to Landon Fox. Tries to dump it inside to Weakers, and it's picked off by Ty Ashelman. Archbold the other way, blocked by Colley, and it goes out of bounds. Archbold retains possession, but a great defensive effort there by Chad Colley.
That's the second huge block in probably the last minute by Chad Colley.
We have 6:15 to go now. It's 53 for Tinora, 38 for Archbold. Inbounds it comes. Ty Ashelman baseline outside to Keith Roth for the Blue Streaks. He goes between the circles, Roth does. And looks down low, now looks left and goes that way to Sean Roth. Sean draws double coverage, gets around it, dumps it in the lane, intended for Reimer. He can't handle it, and it goes out of bounds.
15 turnovers for Archbold.
Rams still down by 15 points. We have 6 minutes exactly remaining in this ball game. Again, the winner advances to the Grand Canyon next Tuesday night and district play over there against one of the winners from the Elida district. Here's Colley for three. Yes! Well, Tinora may be thinking comeback here, and that's how you get it started. They're now by 12, 53-41.
It's just a 7th point for Chad Colley tonight.
Here now, Bryan Ashelman on the baseline. His ball is tipped away, tipped again. Coming back down with it, Ty Ashelman in the baseline. Vogelsong nearly had the steal, but Sean Roth came up with it. Dumps it to Ty Ashelman. Blocked, or actually tied up by Landon Fox. They call a jump ball to the possession arrow, favors Tinora.
Good defense by Landon Fox. Got good position underneath. Ashelman went to the basket. He got all ball, so they tied her up.
Kyle Broadbeck into the game now for Archbold, replacing Ty Ashelman. Here come the Rams. Brian Hageman on the point with it. Has it between the circles. Near side, Colley. Three from NBA range. No good. Loose ball. Long rebound. And coming out of there with it is Keith Roth. Roth to the Blue Streaks. Passes on the far side now. This is Bryan Ashelman with it. Bryan to the top of the key to Kyle Broadbeck. Broadbeck gives off to Sean Roth, who passes to Keith Roth, and he's fouled by Landon Fox. And that's 3 now on Fox. Archbold now in the bonus. That's team foul number 7 as Matt Sauber prepares to check back in for the Rams.
Tell you, John, with 5:02 left here on the clock, and we get a 12-point Archbold advantage. Tinora in the next 2 minutes has really got to cut this thing in about half, get it down to 6 around the 2:50 mark and or the 2:30 mark, and if they don't do that, it might be a long evening.
Sauber replaces Jonathan Weakers, both of the same height, but Sauber has about a 30-pound weight advantage on Weakers and more of a force inside. You know, not to take anything away from Weakers, but right now Brent Reynolds looking for some rebounding strength as Keith Roth hits the first, the front end of the 1-and-1. And it puts Archbold up by 13, 54-41 with 5:02 to go. At the line once again is Roth. It's on the way. It's good. Here comes Tinora the other way now, trailing by 14. Hageman gives back to Colley. Colley loses the ball, and coming away with it is Keith Roth for Archbold. He drives, lays it up and in. They're going to count that and call the foul on Tinora as well. That will be 5 fouls on Brody Vogelsong. So Vogelsong with 4:51 fouls out of this game. The 6-foot senior may quite possibly have played the last moments of his high school career unless things change dramatically here for Tinora in the next 5 minutes.
Well, you got to tip your hat to Brody. Excellent athlete, probably one of the better ones coming out of Tinora for the last few years.
Standing ovation from these Ram fans. Again, Vogelsong, a fine basketball player, also an excellent football quarterback, as we saw several times this past year. So future bright for that young man.
Good athlete.
On the way, the shot is made by Keith Roth. He connects on the three-point play, and Archbold up by 17 with 4:47 to go. Hageman now in the paint, drives off the glass. It's good. And now Thorpe likes the pressure, and Fox steals the inbounds pass. In three-point range, he gives to Bosselman. Down low along the baseline, Jeremy is fouled as he went for the shot. We'll wait to see who it's on. It'll put the Rams in the bonus. That'll be team foul number 7. It goes here against Brian Ashelman of the Blue Streaks. Jeremy Bosselman should get 2 shots here. 4:33 to go, and Archbold up by 15, 58-43. Bosselman's shot on the way. It's good. That, by the way, is Brian Ashelman's 2nd foul. Bosselman at the line once again for Tinora. Shots up. Shot is no good off the back of the rim. Long rebound hauled in by Sean Roth of the Blue Streaks. And the Rams apply the pressure. The ball is tipped away, and it's loose. Archbold retains possession. Now it's loose again along the baseline. Hageman gets it to Colley. Blocked over the top by Reimer, and they're going to call Reimer for the foul as he just clobbered Colley on the inside. And that is 3.
It's going to be Sean Roth for that foul.
Okay, I stand corrected. Roth guilty of the infraction there with 4:20 to go. And this will send Colley to the line for 2 shots. Ashelman's 3rd foul.
Well, I tell you what, John, we had about 6-7 bodies right underneath the basket on the floor. Doesn't get any better.
That's true. 58-44 now. Archbold on top of Tinora as Chad Colley tries to close the gap some. Colley at the line. Eyes it, skies it, and does not hit it. It rolls in and out. Ty Asselman coming back in now for the Blue Streaks. Coming out will be Alex Reimer.
I'll tell you what, just Chad Colley, he has only just 7 points at this point. Archibald's really defended him really well with Kyle Brodbeck.
Here once again is Colley. Shot up and in. Makes the score 58-45 now. Archbold leading by 13, working against the Tinora press. Here's Sean Roth, or rather Keith Roth, I'm sorry, into the forecourt. We got a whistle, and a foul is going to go here on Chad Colley, his 2nd for Tinora. And with 4:14 to go and Archbold leading 58-45, let's take a break to hear from one of our sponsors, and then we'll send it back up to Brian for more of the Hicksville-Edgerton game with Jim and Mike. This is boys sectional basketball on C106.
Arps Hardware Lawn and Garden Center has just received a truckload shipment with a full line of Simplicity riding lawnmowers. Now at Arps Hardware, you can purchase your Simplicity mower with no monthly payments and 0% interest until September of '95. Available to qualified customers with required down payment. And you can bring your old mower in for an extra allowance. So buy the best, buy a Simplicity riding mower today from your Simplicity dealer. Arps Hardware Lawn and Garden Center, South Clinton Street, Defiance. Open 8 till 9, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Sunday, Visa and MasterCard accepted.
We're at Bryan High School with 5:58 to go here in the 4th period. Edgerton pulled out to a 15-point lead, 46-31, and Edgerton with the basketball. They went inside to Hurd, and we got a foul, I believe, on Thiel. We'll wait for the call, but it should go against number 44, and it does. had that game, if I'm correct, and just played outstanding basketball. Ball up off iron, no good, and pulled out of there by Hicksville, and we'll get. Has it knocked away by Rollison. Rollison on the break, and he's hammered. He is hammered by Hallberg. It's good. Edgerton trying to run away and hide now. 53-30.
Like I said, Kyle Rodbeck and Alex Reimer, both 6'4" juniors, have really just bottled the post-game up for Tinora.
Okay, here's Keith Roth hitting the front end of the 1-and-1 for Archbold, and that gives the Blue Streaks a 13-point advantage, 67-54. We have a minute 46 remaining in this game.
Say, John, another thing you might want to take a look at is Ty Ashelman is probably the only senior starter sixth person for Archbold, so they're going to be packing a lot coming back next year.
They will be a force, no doubt about that, as Brian Hageman has it for Tinora. Hageman gives off down to Matt Sauber. He tries to thread the needle and get it to Fox. It's tipped around, and coming out of there with it is Keith Roth. And Roth fouled almost immediately by Chad Colley, and that is foul number 5 for Mr. Colley with 1:31 to go. Into the game now for Tinora will be Ryan Crawford. Colley only a junior, so he'll be back next year, and certainly somebody to build this team around. But a senior-laden Tinora team will lose a lot of players.
Well, I think they got Colley for 4 fouls up on the scoreboard. I've got him for 5. So and
they did bring him out. I mean, Brent Reynolds went to the bench immediately. He knew it was 5. And taking the front end of the 1-1 is Keith Roth. We're also going to see Rod Hancock back into the game now. Also coming in is Elmer Fredrickson, and I think on the subject of seniors, that's what Brent Reynolds doing, is he's giving them one last trip up and down the floor. Matt Sauber, a senior, comes out. Also Jeremy Bosselman, a junior, out of the game at this point as well.
I tell you what, John, a very nice senior class here at Tinora.
Yeah, boys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
Some great basketball talent in the class of 95 there.
Don't want to forget the ladies.
And who will be playing tomorrow night against Fairview in the district finals. We'll have it for you here on Z106 as Landon Fox misses the shot. Ahead it comes down for Archbold. Sean Roth, and he gets it to Zeb Schrader. Schrader is just clobbered by Landon Fox. And for Fox, that will be foul number 5. And he will come out with 1:18 to go. And the end of this game may take a little while to get over with. It's 70-54 Archbold as Doug Kraus goes to the bench now. Coming in is Brad Meyer. Also coming in is Jake Wise. And we're going to see Chris Goller into the game now, replacing Landon Fox, yet another senior. Coming out and getting a great hand from these Ram fans that are here.
Well, I tell you what, very deserving. Landon Fox is really probably the defensive catalyst for the Tinora Ball Club. He's probably left more skin on the floor in the last 3 years at Tinora than probably some of the other ones.
Another substitution now, Elias Reyes into the game now for Archbold, replacing Kyle Broadbeck. So Doug Kraus clearing his bench as Zeb Schrader hits the front end of the 1-1, or actually gets 2 shots here. Minute 18 to go. It's 71-54 Archbold. And at the line is Schrader. He hits the second part of that. Archbold by 18, and it appears headed to the districts in Napoleon next week. Hageman outside, long jumper by number 30 Crawford. Does not go. Ball tipped out of bounds by Goller, and Tinora turns it over. Stay with us. Second part of our doubleheader. We will have Fairview and Montpelier from here in Defiance. Also Ayersville-Pettisville from Wauseon. And Bill Murphy, of course, keeping you updated on scores and anything else you need to know. So keep it right here on Z106. We'll give you all you need to know. Nice hand for Zeb Schrader as he checks out of the game for Archbold. And it'll be Tony Reimer to inbound. Reimer gets it inbounds now to Mike Whiteman. Whiteman works his way up the sideline, gets it into the front court. Hancock blocks his path there. He gets the pass over to Jake Wise, and we're under a minute to go now. Stolen away by Hageman. He drives, lays it up, no good. Put back, no good. Fredrickson gets the tip in. Elmer Fredrickson makes it 72-56. Archbold on top, 48 seconds left. Reyes feeds ahead now to Brad Meyer. Meyer drives off the glass, no good. Put back by Reyes, blocked nicely by Fredrickson. They get it back though, and underneath, laying it in, is Tony Reimer. And it's icing on the cake for the Blue Streaks. Rod Hancock now 3 on the way for Tinora. Does not go. Loose ball on the floor. They scramble for it out of bounds. It goes. It stays with the Rams. 26.9 seconds left. And Archbold wrapping up a district berth here, all but officially, 74-56. Inbounds it comes. Goller with it for Tinora. Back it comes to Hancock. Rod Hancock tries to feed back behind him now to Ryan Crawford. It's tipped out of bounds. Stays with Tinora. We've got 20 seconds left. As soon as we're done here, we're going to send it right back up to Brian for the finish of that Hicksville-Edgerton game. So Jim and Mike's hang loose. We're going to be right with you. Here's Hancock. 3 on the way. No good. Reyes with the rebound. Goes back behind him now. And coming out of there with the ball is Jake Wise. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. They're going to hold it here. 5-4. Driving is Whiteman. Up and in at the buzzer. This one is over. Final score, Archbold 76, Tinora 56. Back with the postgame in a few minutes. Right now, back to Brian for Hicksville-Edgerton finish.
Okay, we've got a minute 39 to go here in our fourth period. Edgerton on top, 59.